Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Maricita Colors in English. Today I will make in knitting this beautiful headband, vincha, banda, cinta en español. I use for make this headband the rib stitch and the canit stitch. In the center I made this lace only with the canit stitch. In the back you can see the headband is served. It's very beautiful. For make this headband I will use this acrylic yarn, and I use my needle number 4,50 millimeters, and the thread is stretch. This is for teenagers and for us the adults. Approximately is 42 centimeters of long, but is super stretch. And from long of here is almost 8 centimeters. You can make this headband for all the age. I will use this red yarn for make the pattern, and I will use my needle number 4,50 millimeters. I will use the scissors and one big needle for sew the yarn. Welcome to my channel. I am Maricita Colors in English. We begin. Empezamos. My headband lila has 80 stitches, and here I will make 40 stitches for my pattern. And here I will calculate the yarn for make the 40 stitches. You must to make the yarn in the needle 40 times or 80 times. It depends the number of stitches that you will make in your needle. After that I make the 40 stitches, I let a little more of yarn, and from here I don't let the yarn, and I will make here the 40 stitches, because this is the yarn that I calculate for make the 40 stitches. So here I catch the yarn with my fingers, I pass the needle, and from the left to the right and in the needle, left, right, and in the needle, left, right, and the needle, left, right, and the needle. Like this you must to make 40 stitches. Okay, my pattern is 40 stitches, but you must to see which numbers you need for make your headband. So I will make here the rib stitch. The rib stitch is one canit stitch. Here I will make one canit stitch from left to the right. This is the canit stitch. Soon I will make my basic stitches in knitting, and we bring the yarn in the front. I will make the purl stitch, yarn in the back, and we make the canit stitch, yarn in the front, and we make the purl stitch. So you must to alternate the yarn in the back and in the front, and you must to make the canit stitch and the purl stitch until that we finish our row. Row, hilera en español. Canit, punto derecho. Canit stitch, punto derecho. Here almost I finish the row. Here I make the canit stitch, yarn in the front, and I make the purl stitch. Punto revés en español. Always we pull a little the yarn for that our border is a little uniform. This is our first row. Esta es nuestra primera hilera de nuestra vincha. I must to make 5 rows. In my lila headband, I made 5 rows of this rib stitch. This I pass only. I only pass the first stitch I pass in the right needle. This is always in the next row. You must to make the same with the first stitch. And here I make the purl stitch. The canit stitch you must to make with the yarn in the back, and the purl stitch you make with the yarn in the front. So only here we must to make all the 5 rows or 5 rows with this canit and purl stitches. So here I will make the 5 rows with this rib stitch. Only where is the canit stitch, I make the canit stitch, and where is the purl stitch, I make the purl stitch. After this I will show you how to change for this another stitch. Now I am in the front. Almost I make the 5 rows. I am in the front of my work because the yarn of the beginning is in the right side. Now in the reverse is where I will start only to make canit stitches. You can make the rows of the rib stitch like you prefer. The reverse is like lines, look, and the reverse is where is the yarn of the beginning in the left side. So here I will start to make only canit stitches. Puntos derechos en español. Canit derecho, stitch punto. You know, the first stitch I always pass in the right needle, and I only must to make the canit stitches. These canit stitches, or this stitch we will make in the front and in the reverse the same, and you will make the rows that you want. In Spanish this stitch is punto Santa Clara, when we make only canit stitches in all the rows. Only is punto Santa Clara. Always you must to pull the last stitch. Now I am in the front. Here is the yarn of the beginning, and look how is the canit stitches that we make in the reverse. You can see in the front it's like knots. Here I will make again the first stitch. Always I pass only, and I start to make the canit stitches in all the rows. You only must to repeat all these rows until that you have the length of your headband that you prefer. So I will make these rows, and I will back when I have some rows more of my pattern. Headband, vincha or banda en español. Needle, agujas. In Spanish we say canitín, palitos, palillos or agujas. Okay, now I have some rows of my canit stitches. I only have some rows. In my headband I have almost 14 14 rows. In the front, I will start to make the rib stitch again. The canit stitch we only pass, we bring the yarn to the front and we make the purl stitch, yarn in the back, and we repeat the canit stitch and we alternate one canit stitch and one purl stitch. You must to make, when you make the purl stitch, you must to make the yarn in the front, and when you make the canit stitch, you make the yarn in the back. So I will make 5 rows of the rib stitch, punto derecho and punto revés en español. Here I have the 5 rows like the beginning. You must to make the same number. If you make 10 rows of the rib stitch, you must to make at the end the same. So I have 5 and 5 in the beginning, and at the end I have 5 rows of rib stitch. And now I will close the stitches. The first stitch, you know, always you pass in the needle, and for close over thread I will make only canit stitches. And the first, look, this first stitch will go over the second, and this stay in the needle. Again, we make one canit stitch, the first over the second, and the second stay in the needle. This is the way that you can close the threads in knitting. So here I have 40 stitches, so I must close the 40 stitches. Only you must make the canit stitches or the canit stitch and the first pass over the second. I invite you to subscribe here in my channel, Maricita Colors in English. It's total free, and you can find me in Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. If you like this video, you can make or you can give me one like. So here, stitch by stitch, I close my thread. I am in the reverse. I close my stitch in the reverse. Here almost I finish the last, to close the last stitch. Here I must cut the yarn, and I must to pass this yarn in the loop, inside of the loop. We open a little the loop and we pass the yarn inside of this loop. And here we push always the last stitch for that our thread is uniform, uniforme, parejo en español. The headband for girls can be 60 stitches, because my headband is for teenagers and adults is 80, and this pattern with 40 is so little, so you can make for babies and girls maybe with 60 stitches. I will join front in front, and I will sew front in front. I will join. I use the big needle for sew the yarns, and I pass in the front, and I try to find a horizontal lines, and I try to sew front in front. This is the front of my headband, but remember, this part we will make the lace, so it's not so important that is perfect over sew. I only try to sew front in front. So front in front, we try to catch one yarn and try to join our headband. Yarn, hilo en español, cotton, algodón, wool, lana. Here almost I finished to close our headband or the pattern, and I try to join and ready. And here I must to make the lace that is for the decoration our headband. My headband, the lace has 16 stitches, and here I will make only 12 stitches. Here I start to make the stitches left, right, and in the needle. Here I have the 12 stitches, and here I only will make the first stitch. I always make the knit stitch, and here I will make the jersey stitch. How is the jersey stitch? In the front, we are in the front, we make the knit, and in the reverse we must to make the purl stitch. So we make here only the knit stitch until the end. I have 12 for my pattern, but in my lila I have 16 stitches. You can make the white that you prefer, you can always try. And here always I pass the first stitch in the needle of the right, and I start to make the purl stitch. Punto revés en español. Punto revés. Here I only make 12 stitches for show you how you must make the lace. And look, in the front always is like knit stitches. This I made some rows, and I will close for show you how you must to make. Here I only have 9 centimeters, and my lace, lazo en español, has 14 centimeters. 14 centímetros en español. But all depends how you must to make this lace in your headband. Maybe you want to make not so big like mine. Now I will close. We pass always the first, and we start to close our thread. You can see how I close my headband. Here the last loop I make big, cut the yarn. I let a little yarn for sew, and I pass this yarn inside of this loop, and always I push a little. And look, for us in Spanish we say jersey or punto derecho to this thread. I will sew front in front, and after this I will close but inside of our pattern or the headband. You don't must to make so big this lace for your headband. So I will show you how I close. I am in the front of the knit stitches, and I try to find the edge of my thread, and in front I try to find a horizontal lines, like lines, and I try to close front in front. So front in front you must pass the needle and don't make so tight the yarn. And here in the edge I almost finished to sew all. And here I have the lace. So we must close or sew now the lace inside of our headband. And here for the reverse I will sew again all around of our lace, front in front. We try to catch all the border. Front in front, we join our lace in our headband. If you want, you can make this lace, you can sew to the headband, for that don't move. This is optional. So little to little we sew our lace. Sew, coser en español. I try that is total join our lace. I have a video here, a pattern of invisible sew Maricita, and I can show you how you must to sew the yarn in the threads, in all the threads. When you want to find a video or pattern of me, you only must to write Maricita. Now it's ready. And you know, if you want, you can sew the lace to the headband for that don't move. Try don't let knots for that don't disturb to the person that use the headband. You can decorate your headband with buttons, flowers, hearts, or what you prefer. Okay, I hope that you like and we see us in my next tutorial. Muchas gracias y chao chao.